intense workout, hardcore, very heavy. Creating and destroying, breaking down and building up that very dense, thick muscle. We always talk about hunger and how you always want to outwork your competition regardless of how successful you may be lucky enough to be. You want to be hungry. If you know what it's like to be hungry, you'll never be full. He said it's one thing to be hungry, it's another thing when you're starving for greatness and starving for success. And I love that because it immediately clicked, it's in my DNA. I know what it's like to operate every single day, regardless of the success that I've been a lucky son of a bitch to achieve. I operate every day as if I'm starving, so. Regret is much heavier than the price of discipline. You never want to wake up one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year down the road and go, man, I wish I would have listened to my gut. I wish I would have done this thing. You don't want to live in regret. If there's something you want to get done in work, your relationships, school, whatever it is, do it. I want to work out here in the Iron Paradise, got after it hardcore. And in the moments where you push yourself, when no one else is around, those moments have a tendency to lead to success. Focus! Up for 26 hours straight. 7 hours ago I was in LA. Now I'm down here in hot-ass Florida. I'm heading to the set of Ballers, but first I had to come here to the Iron Paradise, anchor myself, get the workout in. It's going to allow me to work an additional 12 hours. Point is, I'm still tired as a motherfucker, but find your anchor. I'll see you on set. When you get to a certain point and you peak, the challenge was I just had to maintain it for 4 months, which was challenging. But here's the thing. I got one shot with Black Adam. It's the most important movie of my career, and I pushed all chips in. I worked my ass off, and that's what we're gonna do. All right, Saturday afternoon, empty gym, the way we like it. It's leg day, which means it's gonna be sweaty, painful, and fun. All right, workout number 2. I'm out working all my competition. We are getting after it hard and heavy here in the Iron Paradise. And we're here in the West Coast Iron Paradise. All right, empty gym, the way we like it. Getting ready to get after it. Saturday evening here at the Iron Paradise, we are getting after it hardcore and heavy. I get to the gym determined, focused. Here at the Iron Paradise, we're getting after it hard and heavy, training legs. Friday, a lot of people don't know that I want to share with you guys is when I was 22 years old, I came to this city for the first time. I was playing in the Canadian Football League, playing my first pro football game. I was so excited. 2 days later, I got cut. The dream shattered, sent home with $7 in my pocket. I was like, wait, no, I gotta play in the NFL eventually. Those are my big goals. That's my dream. You realize that playing in the NFL was the best thing that never happened because it got me here. So my point is, look, you're gonna get your ass kicked. We're gonna get the shit kicked out of us. You gotta get up. You gotta have faith that the one thing you wanted to happen oftentimes is the best thing that never happened. Friday night, empty gym, the way we like it. Focus! Welcome to hell on a Friday night. All right, just worked a 12-hour day. Well, 13-hour day, but who's counting? Empty gym, the Iron Paradise. This is my therapy. I encourage everybody out there to find your therapy. All right, Friday afternoon, clanging and banging before I got to go into work to shoot. I went one-on-one with something. Not a dumbbell, but all the dumbbells. It's called running the rack. All right, just wrap that 4 a.m. cardio. There's no substitute for hard work here in the garage of hell. All right, good to be back home here in Florida at the Iron Paradise. It's about 100 degrees here. Today afternoon down here in the swamplands of hot-ass Florida, here in the empty gym, the Iron Paradise. Empty the way we like it. Just finishing up leg day, heavy leg day under this vertical leg press. All right, here we are, 4:45 Saturday afternoon, the Iron Paradise. The gym is empty, just me and Tupac on the speakers. I'm getting ready to put myself through hell with this leg workout. If I don't make it back alive, someone take care of my baby. All right, here we are in the Iron Paradise, down here in hot-ass Florida. Swamplands out there where the alligators roam so free. I'm about ready to get after it. I'm gonna be the baddest son of a bitch in this gym. True, I'm the only dude in the gym, doesn't matter. Get after it. Right outside these garage doors, it is 97 degrees out there. It's hot as hell. Gym, it's the second coming of hell. We're getting after it hardcore, clanging and banging. How you're gonna get there, and that's okay. You don't have to have all the answers. Keep that vision clear, your eye on the prize. I got no sleep, off the jet, came right here to the West Coast Iron Paradise. In about 5 minutes, this place is gonna be cranking and I'm gonna get it on. I heard something though that I wanted to share with you guys as we all look to finish our week strong on this Friday. A buddy of mine named Inky Johnson on Instagram, you should follow him. He said, perspective always drives your performance. And I love that, and it's so true. Look, I'm tired, you're tired. I got a baby at home. She's gonna wake up in an hour looking for daddy. I got a baby mama at home. She's gonna give birth any day to my third daughter. I got Rampage opening worldwide. I got a lot of business to take care of. But I thought instead of going to sleep, let me come to the gym, get my workout in, and clear my mind so I can attack the day. Again, perspective always drives your performance. Think about that, apply it, and finish strong. January 1st, we are kicking off this new year, 2018, very strong. Just finished leg day.
The work never stops. You always got to keep going. Always.
I go hardcore when I train. I don't have time to go to the bathroom. I find a bottle, I pee in it, and I keep training like a beast. It ain't about being the biggest and the baddest. It's about a mindset to be the best. Outwork your competition and dominate at what you do. So somebody just asked me a cool question, said, DJ, you're on top. Where could you possibly go from here? And you always talk about outworking your competition. Who's your competition? It's a great question. Thank you for the compliment, by the way. I'm fortunate enough to be on top, but anytime you reach the top, you always want to make sure that you have the desire to raise the bar and take the brass ring to places it's never been. That's the key with being on top. Just because it's never been done doesn't mean it can't be done. And in terms of competition, great question. Everyone's my competition, but a fundamental key that I've learned over the years is, and I'll share it with you, my number one competition is me. It's always you versus you. You got to be the one to get up every morning, be disciplined, put in the consistent daily hard work, because that gains success. No coach, no trainer, no mentor, no boss can do it. You versus you. Focus! Always be the hardest workers in the room. And it's just a reminder that regardless of how successful we may be or how successful we're not, but we want to be, we always want to be the hardest workers in the room. It always leads with hard work. There's no substitution for hard work. Thus, working out at 11 o'clock at night when I know my competition is asleep.
No matter how many hours I've flown, no matter how many miles we've traveled, regardless of what country it is, the first thing I need to do to get ready for the workday is I got to
your ass off. You are lucky and fortunate to be number one. You have scratched, clawed, and fought your way to the top. Don't ever stop, because there's always somebody else who's willing to take your place. They may not be as good as you, they may not be as hungry as you, they may not have the mana deep in here as badly as you do, but they're always there. So you feel confident. You be willing to put in the work tonight that they won't, so tomorrow you accomplish what they can't. And turn the heaters on in the gym. Now, let's party. Finish your week strong, start your week strong. Just do whatever you can to make sure that you're getting the job done in a strong way on any day that ends with Y.
I like to push myself, because you guys know with leg day, you got to get your adrenaline up, your intensity up, you got to get going.
4 o'clock in the morning is when no one else is up, so no one else is bothering you, and you can focus on whatever work you have to get done. Then by 4:30, 4:45, I'm doing some sort of cardio. It's still dark outside, so it's just me. It's 4:45 a.m., it's still dark outside, and I'm getting ready to kill this AM cardio. You can't even see me, but it's gonna be so good, it's bad. I do this, and then I'll have breakfast, and then I will go do all my strength and conditioning training at a gym for about an hour, and then I'll go to set. It's midnight, I'm on my honeymoon, and I'm in a very complicated relationship with my dad. And it was really, there was a foundation of tough love with my father. And wasn't a big I love you guy. He would beat my ass when I was 5 years old. There's a testosterone thing that just happens between sons and their fathers.
And he wanted sympathy. And I said, if you want sympathy, go home to your mother and get it.
He said, you are throwing it all away. It is the worst mistake you will ever make. And I wish I had someone who could just pull me aside and, hey, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I wish I knew that. My dad got into professional wrestling in the 60s and the 70s.
150 pounds, Rocky Johnson.
Where it was an all-white wrestling business, an all-white audience. And at that time in the late 60s, where racial tension and divide was still very strong and the wounds were still there. But he was able to change behavior, the audience's behavior. So this all-white audience who would never cheer a black man cheered him in these arenas. He would get up at usually 5:30 in the morning, and he would say, if I get up, you're gonna get up too. Yes. And I wouldn't work out, but he would just make sure that I was there and be with him, and that was our time that we could spend together. My dad always said too that regardless of what you do in life and where you go, respect is going to be given when it's earned, and you have to go out and earn it every single day. The thing that has worked for me is to remember the hard times. I was evicted when I was 14. We were kicked off the island. We couldn't live in Hawaii. Had no place to live. My mom and I came home, and I'll never forget, the rent was $180 a week. And there was an eviction a week. and there was an eviction notice on the door, and this was the final eviction notice. My mom started crying, and I never forgot in that moment. It was a seminal moment for me because I felt like I never want to be in this position again. What can I do? So at 14 years old, I thought, well, the heroes in my life, Muhammad Ali, for example, professional wrestlers, they're all men who have worked hard with their hands and they built their body. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what my dad taught me and these other heroes. I'm going to go build my body so we're never evicted again. And at that time, we were at an all-time low, I think, with our family. And I am already a pretty big boy, 6'4", 200 and maybe 20, 25 pounds. I had a very bad mustache. I had a chip on my shoulder. Fresh into this high school in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Freedom High School. A teacher comes in, his name is Jody Swick. Tough guy. He shook my hand. I'll never forget that shake. He said, I want you to do something for me. Yes? I want you to come out and play football for me. I said, okay. And I went out and I played football for Jody Swick, and he was our head football coach, and he became a father figure to me and a mentor. I fell in love with the game of football, and I started getting recruited from every college across the country. My thought process started to change. That's when I started thinking about goals and what I wanted to accomplish. My goal was to play in the NFL. Again, because we didn't have a lot of money, so I wanted to be the first one to buy my parents a house, and the dream didn't come true. I didn't get drafted. I didn't get any offers, nothing. I had to work up in Canada at the Canadian Football League. When I was cut from there, my dad had to come pick me up, and I'll never forget, we were on I-75. He lived in Tampa, came to Miami, got in his pickup truck. We drove up I-75, and I'm 23 years old. I am forced to move back in with my parents.
He got sassy with me one time. It was about a mile and a half from home, and he wanted sympathy, and it was pouring down rain. And I said, if you want sympathy, go home to your mother and get it.
And I wish I had someone at that time. I wish I had one more shot, just to say goodbye, say I love you, say thank you.
Rocky the Soul Man Johnson passed away.
We just buried him a few days ago, and I didn't get a chance to say the things that I wanted to say, or I wish he would have said the things to me, the important, critical things that anchor us that I didn't get from him. But then the birth of a child and what that does, and the lens perspective that just shifts, it's the greatest thing that I have ever experienced in my life. My daughters taught me how to be more caring and more sensitive and more selfless.
Yeah.
My dad loved me with the small capacity in which he was capable of. So the relationship that I had with my dad was a relationship that was appropriate at that time. My dad was on his own when he was 13 years old, homeless and in the streets. It just gives me a real perspective now that I'm older and a dad myself on the tough love that I got. So because for years, and I know a lot of my friends, a lot of guys out there's a testosterone thing that just happens between sons and their fathers. Very important to heal, to make sure that we come back to gratitude for what I was able to have with him.
What the Soul Man, my dad, was able to accomplish during his career was no small feat. I remember night after night watching him perform all over the country, being awed by his quickness, by his agility. He was an amazing performer.
And for Dwayne, for everything you've done for me. You made me proud by continue our family wrestling legacy. But I will say this from the bottom of my heart, and I love him very much. He's my son, and he always will be, and I'm very proud of him.